Formed in 2010 as a part of the Volunteer State Solar Initiative, the Tennessee Solar Institute hit the ground running, launching initiatives that are fostering the growth of the solar industry in Tennessee. Those initiatives include the Solar Installation Grant Program, assisting businesses in deploying 5.4 megawatts of new generating capacity across the state. The Solar Innovation Grant Program, assisting businesses to help Tennessee gain a competitive advantage in the solar industry. Workforce deployment, providing specific workforce training for entry into the solar installation job market. Technical assistance, providing boots-on-the-ground support to Tennessee's solar manufacturers. As a center of excellence between the University of Tennessee and Oak Ridge National Lab, TSI works with government and business partners across the state, building a strong foundation today that will shape the future of the solar industry in Tennessee.
For the Economic Development Agency, the local governments, whether it's the city, county government, I would encourage them to step out even further than they have already and support solar installations, because that will encourage more businesses to come into the area. And that's what we all want. We want more businesses to enter Loudoun County and Tennessee as a whole, because that's more jobs, that's more revenue for the state, tax dollars, the whole 9 yards.
As far as that is concerned, we are to the good with the utility company, and I'm thinking we're probably going to stay to the good. I think we have probably paid them the last dime we'll ever pay them.
More than anything, it's the right thing to do. If you're getting so many different wins out of the same project, you can't feel bad about that. There's just too many good things that come from it. We're saving waste on every angle. We're saving cost on every angle. We're employing people in Tennessee. There are just so many good outcomes that come from this. The timing was really perfect.
The payback on our system is estimated to be around 5 years, and if the system performs throughout the year as it has the past 4 months, we should be able to pay it back quicker. And once the payback is achieved, we'll be able to reduce our operating cost by having lower energy bills. And we can invest that in more employees, better equipment, all the things that a business needs to grow.
We like to think that every one of those little blades of grass out there are little solar panels that convert solar energy into tasty, tender, nutrient-dense protein for human consumption. So it wasn't too much of a stretch then to think about solar energy. Every state needs jobs. If I could, encourage a policymaker to adopt a line of thinking, solar energy makes sense. Tap into the sun.
As a businessman, it's a long-term project to improve our efficiencies. Whatever we do, we're always looking to improve our efficiencies. Put in more efficient lighting, more efficient anything. Solar was just another way to have a more efficient facility.
Right now, we currently can produce an entire solar panel in the state of Tennessee. We're missing one part of that system. We've got the silicon, we've got the glass. We have almost every single portion but the wafers, or actually cutting the wafers. So we can almost produce an entire solar panel in-state, and no other state can do that. For me, solar has always made sense.
Well, the thing that we really like about renewable energy and solar PV energy, to be a little more specific, is it's all about energy security and economic development. The greenhouse gas reductions, the carbon reductions, those are great, but that's all icing on the cake, because this industry focuses on economic development, job creation, energy security, and there's no place that I would rather be is with Outpost Solar in Middle Tennessee, pursuing those goals, not only for the state, but for the nation as a whole.
The whole viability of the solar value chain has really made a huge difference. From AGC glass plant to the solar Pathfinder to Hemlock, Wacker, Confluence Solar, the Nissan Leaf, which will use the energy that we produce with solar technology. All these things come together to create a robust business environment in Tennessee, creating jobs and creating high-tech jobs. Well, Tennessee is a great place to do business. It's a business-friendly state. We already have a large part of the solar value chain here. And there are a lot of educational institutions around the state. We have Oak Ridge National Labs, Tennessee Solar Institute being very active out of Knoxville.
One of the grants we obtained is to buy tooling so that we can introduce new products into the industry that are more efficient and cost effective. It's been very exciting to bring 500 jobs to Middle Tennessee and help grow an industry that is not only one that's good for us today, but great for our future generations.
So here in Memphis, we manufacture the solar modules that we supply to North and South America. So every solar module that rolls off of that line is on top of a home or a business here in the States. So the solar industry also creates jobs down the solar value chain. We supply modules to our customers who then go out and hire workers to install these jobs. They take their paychecks and buy lunch at the local diner and take food home to support their families.
We received a solar innovation grant from the Tennessee Solar Institute for workforce development. It allows us to send our folks to school for specialized training.
Really basic electronics, basic electricity, and then we get into the solar system themselves. We talk about how cells are manufactured, how where they're used at, and architectural and remote places. We talk about different types of systems, whether they're standalone or grid-tied or bimodal systems that's got a battery backup system, or a hybrid that's got more than one generating system. And it's really to teach the people to learn how to design and install systems, basic installation and design of systems so that they can get into the solar industry. We have people in there, a father and son, that wants to get in the industry by themselves. We have some that are a career change. One gentleman was going to resign from his job just so he could go to solar, but he talked to his general manager, and the general manager told him, well, that's a good idea. We're looking for other things to get into. So they're going to start a solar program with that company, which is also promoting solar throughout Tennessee.
The most exciting part is the knowledge that I've learned through the whole week. That'll take a lifetime to be able to use it all.
I believe it's a win-win for everybody. I believe the environment wins, the customer, the installer, the distributor of the panels. I would highly recommend solar to anybody, including somebody in politics, I guess. But it's a win-win for everybody.
Even though it's increasing, it's hard to go anywhere here in the U.S. and get a good quality class in this area. And I think Tennessee's doing an excellent job in that area with this class.
As the Director of Technology at TSI, we're working with companies in the state of Tennessee, such as Wacker, Hemlock, Sharp, Confluence Solar, to really make Tennessee one of the leading states in the country and really in the world in the production of solar energy, and working with them to reduce the cost of solar energy and to make their products more efficient and lower cost. Tennessee Solar Institute has really served an important purpose in the formative years of the solar energy in East Tennessee. I think we've seen our installation volumes grow by leaps and bounds, orders of magnitude almost year by year. For that to continue, it's really important that we don't lose momentum right now. And the Tennessee Solar Institute can play an important role in that through continuing to have process improvements, to continue this initiative for installations through incentives. If those go away right now, it's not that the solar energy will go away, but it will make it much more challenging. It needs to not be a cold stop at the very least. There needs to be continuing initiatives, continuing incentives for solar energy to keep growing like it has. We're in the toddler stage right now. We're not walking yet, we're not running, but with a little bit more help and direction through Tennessee Solar Institute, we can get there.
Combined, the success of these programs complements the state's broader strategy to stimulate economic activity, create jobs, and ensure a clean energy future for the volunteer state. Now, it's time to build on our successes and position Tennessee as a leader in renewable energy. It's a bright new day for the solar industry in Tennessee, and the Tennessee Solar Institute is leading the way. For more information on the Tennessee Solar Institute, visit us at solar.tennessee.edu.